Hey guys, first regardsman here, and I'll be talking about a Combi-Melta Power Axe build for the Techmarine class in Space Marine 2 Patch 13. Now, in my opinion, the Combi-Melta is kind of an underrated gun on this class. It may not be as strong as the Heroic Heavy Bolt Rifle or the Bolt Rifle Grenade Launcher option, but the utility here is quite high, mainly because the Melta portion of this weapon is very strong for staggering Chaos enemies and triggering your perk effects down here like Rapid Health or potentially even Rampage. So I will be building around that today. So number one, we do take the perk here, Extended Magazine. A magazine size increases by 15% of the maximum. Now, this will improve the Melta portion capacity and the magazine capacity of your weapon, so really valuable perk for us. Next perk here is Magazine Restoration. When your health drops below 30%, your ammo reserve restored by a full magazine cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. The cooldown is 30 seconds. Now, this will only restore the bolter portion of your gun, not the Melta, but still pretty strong option for us because the Techmarine is not very ammo efficient when it comes to its actual weapon. So some ammo restoration here is nice. The next perk here is Perpetual Precision for less weapon spread, and moving here into the perk Able Precision. And then we take the perk over here, Great Might, increased capacity, which will up both the Melta portion and our weapon capacity again. Then we go up here to Recoupment for armor restore on a headshot kill from Majoris or above with a 15-second cooldown, because armor restoration on the Techmarine is super valuable because this guy has the lowest HP total in Space Marine 2, tied with the sniper class, and because of that, when you lose your armor, you're kind of fucked, so you really want to have some option to regenerate that. Next perk here is Tactical Precision. Now, this is a choice you can make. You can either take this perk here for more headshot damage like I did, but you will lose a little bit of your Melta rifle damage, or you can just skip over this and take Divine Might down here for a flat 10% buff. And then I pick up the perk here, Adamantine Grip, moving here into the perk Rapid Health. When your health is below 30%, killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores health by 10%. This perk effect is very strong on this gun because getting 7 enemies killed in rapid succession is very easy for the Melta portion of this weapon, and also being above a 30% HP threshold on the Techmarine especially is super valuable because, like I said before, you are very squishy, so being below 30%, that is usually like one-shot territory. Next perk here is Headhunter, down here to the perk Extended Magazine. That's pretty much all there is for the main Combi-Melta portion. Now, for the secondary weapon, I do take the Inferno Pistol. Now, in patch 13, they have fixed up a bugged interaction with this weapon and the Techmarine, where the Techmarine's servo gun gunstrike range was actually being affected by the Inferno Pistol gunstrike range because this weapon has a limited gunstrike range on a perfect parry, which it does kind of suck on its own, but now the Techmarine can completely circumvent that by just using his servo gun gunstrike after a parry, and this weapon, you don't really have to worry about the gunstrike damage at all, and because of that, it's actually quite a strong option for the Techmarine himself. Now, the version I pick here is the magazine capacity and reserve option. Into the perk tree here, Perpetual Range first, moving here to the perk Brace Reload, and then I grab the perk here, Perpetual Range, up here into Great Might, picking up increased capacity, Adamant Restoration, into the perk here, Extra Shot and Trick Shot. Killing 5 enemies with one shot restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 30 seconds. Now, being able to one-shot 5 enemies is actually pretty damn easy on this weapon, especially for cultists and things like Hormagaunts. So Inferno Pistol is actually pretty good against both factions, and for that reason we're picking it up today. Though I will say, if you don't want the Inferno Pistol for like redundancy, you can just take like a Rate of Fire Plasma or like a Heroic Plasma Pistol. These will definitely work for you, or maybe even like a Neo Volkite pistol is also quite strong here because this one also got buffed this patch. Now, for the melee weapon here, I do take the Balanced Power Axe. Now, the Balanced Power Axe actually has a higher base damage than the Block Power Axe, but the Block Power Axe can reach a higher damage overall with Adrenaline Surge charges. That being said, on the Techmarine, you pretty much always want Gunstrikes because this is like the Gunstrike class, and because of that, a balanced option is by far the best for him. And one more thing about the balanced weapon here is that you can actually one combo Majoris off of a perfect parry, power backstep into a servo gun gunstrike and riposte on the Techmarine with 1 perk point investment in the perk here, Arc Cleave. So a really good option for him. And for the perks around this to actually achieve that one-shot combo, we do start off with the perk here, Perpetual Strength for a melee damage increase of 5%. Moving here into the perk Coup de Grace, Perpetual Strength and Perpetual Strength. Then we pick up the perk here, Counterattack, to get the most important perk, which is Riposte. Overhead strike damage after performing a power backstep is doubled. This is mandatory for the one-shot combo because without the double damage here on overhead strike, you will not actually actually achieve a execute state on the Majora's, so definitely pick this up. Next perk here is Hard Target, moving here into the perk Tactical Retreat for 25% more damage on a power backstep. Then we go up here for the perk Power Wave. Power Backstep Wave, it damages more enemies. Now, the Power Axe in patch 13 got a buff overall to like actually hit more enemies on the Power Wave anyways, so this perk is actually better than ever. And the final perk here is Cleaver for a 10% buff to all of your damage against Majora's and higher enemies. That's pretty much all there is for the Power Axe. Now for the Techmarine perk tree, I do build around equipment a little bit on top of things like a bolt or burn option. So the first perk I take here is Explosive Enfilade. After using equipment, your range damage increases by 15% for 10 seconds. This is the only perk you can take to actually pick up the standard bolter option on your servo gun, and the bolter option on the servo gun is actually very strong for CHP recovery and applying burn on single targets as opposed to like the plasma and precision enhancement, so I do like it for this option. And the CHP recovery here is very high, and the number of shots you get off are quite tremendous, so really good option for that. Next perk here is Arc Cleave. Damage from charged melee attacks increases by 20%. This is just the overcharge perk on the Techmarine. Is the exact same perk effect, except just has a different description, so definitely pick this up. Next perk here actually got buffed this patch. It's called Explosives Adept. Damage from equipment increases by 50%. You know, if you don't want to take this perk, you don't have to. There are potentially better options like Long Range Barrage, even on the Combi-Melta, because a 25% range damage buff at ranges greater than 20 meters is actually pretty easy to pull off on the bolter portion here. I'm just going for like full explosives damage, so we're taking this. Next perk here is too good to not take, in my opinion, and that is Battlefield Repairs. Team members restore 1 additional armor segment for finishers on Majora's or Extremis enemies. This is the best team perk on Techmarine by far, and when I say by far, I mean it's so good that you pretty much always take this one no matter what. And the next perk here is Inexorable Salvo. While the servo gun is active, you don't lose control from heavy hits, cannot be knocked back. This effect will last 15 seconds after deactivation. This is like the main no knockback perk on Techmarine, really strong for like any melee focused build like us for like the Power Axe, so definitely grab this. Next perk here is Replenishing Salvo. Killing or incapacitating an enemy with the servo gun restores 1 equipment charge. The cooldown is 75 seconds. This is a very powerful option for recovering your equipment in this game. A 75-second cooldown is actually pretty low compared to options like Consecutive Execution that have a 90-second cooldown, so definitely grab this. And the next perk here is Fortifying Salvo. Killing or incapacitating an enemy with the servo gun restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 30 seconds. Now, you will be killing enemies with your bolter servo all the time. This will trigger on like my Norse and even cultists if your servo gun like actually hits them, so definitely pick this up. And the final perk here is Omniscience Fury for servo gun shots setting enemies on fire, because if you're not taking the like precision enhancement here, you pretty much always take this perk on the plasma and bolter option. I mean, you could take lethal perimeter. I'll probably do that in a build at some point, but for now I think the burn is just like too good to not take, even with like the boss damage nerf in patch 13. Now for the prestige perk options, I take chained headshots first, because on the bolter portion with this gun, chained headshots is pretty much a great option all the time. If you ever take a bolter on the Techmarine, you just take this perk because it is literally just acuity from the tactical. The next perk here is Unflinching Focus. You are invulnerable to damage while activating torrential sentry guns. If you want to use your sentry guns, you just take this perk. Final perks here are Blast Radius for an increased equipment damage radius by 15%, because we do have this perk here. And the final perk I take is either Stim Boost or Defensive Stance. It is up to you. We do skip over Furious Gunstrike here because you don't actually need this to hit the breakpoint on the Power Axe or the perk here Arc Cleave and Riposte, because your damage is already at that level. But if you want to take this for like a little bit more damage against bosses and Extremis, you could do that. That is up to you. And that is pretty much all there is for the Combi-Melta Techmarine build. Now I will say, when you're using the Combi-Melta, save your Melta portion for staggering enemies, because for the most part, the damage on the Melta portion is not that high. It's definitely not bad. Like, it's pretty comparable to a normal Melta, but your bolter is definitely better for like single target damage and stuff like that. So don't waste your limited shots, even though you do get back all of your Melta rounds off of things like an ammo cache. But that being said, when it comes to like Chaos especially, you need to make sure you have a stagger option, because minigun Terminators will fuck you up if you not stagger them out of like their miniguns. So definitely save some rounds for that on this gun or your Inferno pistol. And that's pretty much all there is for this build, guys. Hopefully this build guide helped you, and if you like content like this, subscribe for more. And if you want to watch me live to ask me questions about the game or just come hang out, you can find me here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description, alongside a link to my community Discord. And as always, take it easy. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Gun deployed. Biological drain accelerating. Move to dry ground.
Oh, what the fuck? I'm a mile away, dude.
Automatic weaponry. Magazine up. Magazine in. Split the scarab's shell.
Sure, I'll fight them with those eat juice, why not?
Eradicate the Terminator brothers. Claw at my mind, and I will claw out your biological drain accelerator. Move to dry ground.
This is a really toxic spot for those guys to spawn in. So when you're rolling, your servo gun will not fire, so that's why we had to stop there. And usually, against one minigun, if you're like still moving, you should be able to avoid damage that way.
Replenished and ready. The swamp water appears to be animated. Expect hostility. Clear the water. Combat is not viable. Servo gun deployable. Biological drain accelerating. Move to dry ground. Arming up. Activating tarantula sentry gun. Biological drain accelerating. Move to dry ground. Replenished and ready. Servo gun
Fire Blaster canister for my burn build. I'll take that. I take that deal. Damn good deal. Please do a normal attack on me.
The cannon is battling. Swapping out magazine. I was wrong to expect a better fight from a sniveling backstabber. Wasted by madness. Wasted by us. Restoring automated sentry.
What's up, FTG? What's up, Joseph? We're currently just running a Combi-Melta Space Wolf Iron Priest Techmarine. Not to be confused with an Iron Father, which we might actually be able to rep to get a Chaplain class next year.
Lost count. This tarantula is still back for work.
Furry spotted, wouldn't be surprised if you started running on all fours, and that's just slander. Now that is a convenient transit placement, I like that one.
Authorization accepted. Invoking rights of unseen. Estimated duration. The Xenos biosignatures converging in this position.
The Xenos exhibit predictable swarm behavior. We will exploit it. Reloading. Servo-gun losing valor.
Give me the 11-pound super chat. Very much. Didn't say anything. Alright, we're gonna. It's in this area.
The machine spirit has spoken. Forward. A thousand suns trespass on sacred ground. Automated defenses were overwhelmed. The human garrison was simply slaughtered. Where lie the defenders? Not one corpse remains. Viridian, I have received your Auspex readings. Your new orders are to advance to the Archmagos data vault and purge any remaining data, sealed or otherwise. The traitors cannot recover even a fragment. Deny the Thousand Sons everything. As you command.
The corpse Emperor's loyal still tasting shadows. You cannot call it. The true sweets will shatter your obedient little minds. You will die in ignorance. You are benighted curse raging against the stars. Insignificant. And soon.
Alright, the boss spawned down here. We'll see if we get one. This can be a bit of a tough spot. I thought you get like pushed back here. Give our turret up though.
To destroy knowledge is a final result. We will see
There it is. I think my turret might be fucked, to be honest. Which graphics card do you have? Since it's actually the Sega Dreamcast. That may not look like it, but I've made some upgrades. The custom Sega Dreamcast. I have a 3090 Ti. Is an actual answer. How good is the Demon Carmine Axe? I have quite a few videos on that. I'd say it's an S tier weapon. I mean, it's just it's a slightly different block power axe, really. And the block power axe is very strong.
Never turn down fresh ammunition.
Warning. The data vault remains sealed. The cogitator array suffers affliction. Dispatch the active consoles. The source of affliction must be identified and purged. The Omnicide guides the faithful to truth.
The machine requires our ministrations.
Look at the new White Scar's chain sword. The White Scholar's Chainsword. That's probably a top 2 melee weapon in the entire game right now. I'd actually go as far as to say that thing is really fucking good. That is like the Argent Edge of block weapons. Maybe not like quite as good, only because the Argent Edge completely supersedes all the other fencing weapons in the game, but it's, of all the, like, as far as chainswords go, it's definitely the best chainsword. There's no question about that. It reaches damage of the block one without any of the downsides, pretty much, of the other regular block one. But if you're way faster, it's way more utility because of that.
Operational unresponsive.
They're on an apothecary for the new class. I mean, the new class is almost certainly going to be an apothecary or a chaplain. Probably more likely to be chaplain. I think that fits the game a lot more.
Registering a significant warp energy spike inside Nozick's laboratory. Reach the lab and eliminate the heretics. Do not allow your ritual to reach completion. Understood. We shall silence their sorcery.
Such faith you have seals as protocols. Such misplaced faith. The thousand suns have already drunk deep of Nozick's knowledge.
Hope chaplains are word bearer on PvP. That would be pretty good.
You cleanse as an empty husk.
A claim of victory without evidence. Most unconvincing. The transmission bleeds with etheric corruption, as does its message.
Hydro Dominatus, brother. I do need some water, you're not wrong. Alright, both boss spawns down, so we're kind of just cruising through now.
Hearing the source. Swapping out, man. Reloading! Gun strike ready to deploy! Employ the gravitational anomaly to reach Nozick's lab. Open that heretic terminator! Shoulder cannon is battering!
That guy's. Alright, I ain't dealing with that. I ain't dealing with that. I ain't dealing with that. Oh.
Magazine! My walker suggests the source of corruption lies within. So that is how they maintain a stable rift. Living sacrifice. We shall tear this profanity from existence. The eyes form an arcane conduit. Sever them. What is the mortar, the flamer, the missile? The incarnation of destruction, by which we bring death to the Emperor's foes. What is the armor, the helm, and the shield? The embodiment of our duty, our determination given form.
Pretty respawn of them.
Wasted by us. Guardsman freed.
Okay. Where's it open this up?
Eliminate that Sangor spearman, brothers! Canians, you are liberated. Do your duty. All force fields are neutralized. The guardsmen are free. The rift is tethered to the altar. Sever the anchor and the bridge collapses.
Those Cadians are fucked, but not my problem. Oh. What's up, FTG? What is up? We're doing a Combi-Melta build on the Techmarine.
Finished and ready. The altar's corruption persists. We must reach it.
Your Archmagos cleansed forbidden truths. He saw through the corpse emperor's lies. You cut your own flesh. You lay waste.
The altar's corruption persists. We must reach it.
Smells like fresh munitions.
Gunstrike ready to deploy.
Dogs of a rotting empire come to bark at inevitability. Let us see which fails first. Your ammunition or your brittle minds. Behold the host of the change of ways. We do not tire.
The altar's corruption persists. The ritual's integrity degrades. Warcraft's destabilizing. The altar nears collapse. Superior positioning compensates for force disparity. Shoulder cannon! All machines cease, all flesh fails, but our duty brings glory eternal. The eye is exposed. Dismantle it. Viridian, Auspex confirms the rift is collapsing. Heretic warp signatures are dissipating across the battlefield. Exemplary work. Return to the Resilient. Have the Cadians follow. Their exposure to the warp was significant. They will be detained for inquisitorial assessment. May the Inquisition find them untainted.
Is the pyro canister already good? I mean, it applies burn, so it's pretty strong. But wipe out Minoris, wipe out Majoris. It's not super strong as bosses, but like burn in general got nerfed a little bit on that. Still very good though.